Modern Faerie decks have been taking it like mommy. But can the new Faerie Brazen Borrower stop the plowing and save Faerie decks? That's what we're gonna find out. Borrower is a 2-for-1. For 2 mana, it bounces an opponent's permanent to hand, and then for 3 mana, it flashes in as a 3-1. The fact that both work at instant speed seems pretty good. However, there are a lot of ETB abilities in Modern, and returning an opponent's permanent to hand is something that we might not want to do. So despite the immense hype around Brazen Borrower, I am very skeptical about this card. But we'll do our best to take advantage of its instant speed ability in this Faerie deck here. Brazen Borrower works really well with Collector Company. It counts as a creature with converted mana cost 3, and it also works really well with Scion. Scion flashes in at instant speed, and it gives all of our other fairies +1/+1 and Shroud. Since we are a Faerie deck, we have quite a lot of fairies in our deck, including the Ranger. It has flash, flying, and protection from blue, and its ability is very, very interesting. It says return a force we control to our hand and untap target creature. That means we can untap creatures like Noble Hierarch for an extra mana that turn, or even Giver of Runes. Untapping the Giver with the Ranger will allow Giver to protect 2 creatures in the same turn. And what's even more gangster is that because Dryad Arbor is both a creature and a forest, we can block with it, return it to hand, and because returning a forest to hand is a cost, our opponent will not be able to kill the Dryad Arbor in response. Other than that, we have Spell Queller and Vendilion for disruption, and Aether Vial to help our mana curve. But now quickly on a sideboard. We have creature hate, graveyard hate, artifact hate, and non-creature hate. That's the deck, let's get to the gameplay. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already a big boy. But without further ado, here's the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy. Opening hand has a good curve just like Joe Mama, so we'll keep. Opponent starts with Birds of Paradise, and we'll match them with our Noble. They play Giver, but then they pass back. We'll wait things out and pass back ourselves. What? But then they pass back? What losers? We'll bounce that to hand to punish them. What is these? Ooh. They search for a creature card? Sure. Getting Stoneforge Mystic. Obviously, we will not let them play it. They play Giver, we'll let it happen in case they have a second land. And another Giver. Well, we'll counter that one. I say we just go with Vendilion. And ooh, muy grande. But we don't really want them drawing another land, so we'll let them keep their cards. But right now we're looking most good. Swing for 4 in the air. They go to 16, and they attempt the Stoneforge, but guess what? We'll counter that. They hit us for 1, and then back on our turn land. Swing in for 4, and it's back to them. They play the Vizier, but unfortunately for them, we'll do this. Selected Company, and oh, look at this. Scion and Spell Queller. Too good, too good. I feel the concede coming, but it seems they haven't had enough. Now we'll swing in for a nut load in the air, and there's a concede. Not much of a game, but they were stuck on 1 land, so maybe they just got unlucky. That's why we're going to game 2 to find out. Going into game 2, we'll dump the Givers in this to put in pass and rest in peace, and with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, no lands, so we're gonna mull. And oh boy, 2 hands in a row without any lands. Okay, mull. I'll keep it. We'll start with the Vial, and now is their chance. Will they use Stoneforge? No, Devoted Druid. And hooray, we hit a land. It's back to them. Oh, not hooray. Shoot, I think they got us. Oh wait, it seems there's still hope. Vial on the Noble. And we pull a Path to Exile. Hooray. We'll fire that on their upkeep, hitting the Druid. Too bad for them. And a Mystic. Well, this feels kinda bad. We'll flash in this, and another one. So Mystic gets countered. They swing in. Yeah. What is these? Another one. That's fine. They'll be pregnant soon enough. Land, okay. Swing in for 2, and it's back to them. They attempt to search for a creature, but guess what? Vial in the Spell Queller. And of course they pass back. And we pull a Ranger. For now, let's do this. Swing in for 3 and pass it back to them. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. They can now put -1 counters on our stuff. That's no bueno. But then they pass back. Do we play the Ranger? I guess so. Pull Dryad Arbor. Swing in for 4. And interesting, they take it. Just like mommy. And oh, Stoneforge. Grabbing Batterskull. But then they pass back. Alright. Spell Queller. And swing in for another 4. And uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. They're going after the Queller. Are they? They put 1 counter on the Queller and then proliferate. Oh, and they hit our Vial. Okay, they go to 4. And oh, Kitchen Finks. That would give them infinite life. So we must trap the Kitchen Finks in the Spell Queller's butt cheeks. Now it's safe and sound. Pull a Rest in Peace. And then swing in the air. What is these? Batterskull? But they all have, oh, they're probably gonna sack it. I see. Either that or they have the big downs and think it has reach. Okay, they sack the Stoneforge, put in a counter on Spell Queller, but that's still lethal. And hooray for us because we win. Too bad, I was really looking forward to blocking Batterskull with the Dryad Arbor and then bouncing it to hand. And then they'd be like, wait, why don't I gain life from that? And then we'd be happy in pawns. But for the first match, I think that went pretty well. Now it's on to the next match. Opening hand, as long as we keep Noble alive, we're looking pretty good. good, so we'll keep. Opponent plays the Steam Vents, and we'll pray our Noble survives. Please, no Lightning Bolt. Interesting, interesting. If they're planning on countering our stuff this turn, then they're wrong. Take that. And if they're waiting for us to tap down, then I think they're about to get motorboated. I sense a gift's ungiven, but I still think the Collected Company is worth it. Ooh, is this counter? Because they're either up against Storm or Blue-Red Control. Yeah, they do have counter. All right. In that case, the race is on. Oh, and they have one too. Okay, big boy. And while they're tapped down, I think the safest option, play the Vial and pass back. Opponent plays Vendilion. Fine. Taking one of our companies. And oh shoot, I forgot to play the land last turn. What are we gonna do? Aren't the tricks of magic amazing? That was very anticlimactic. Yeah. Well, forget that happened. And now we'll just pass back. They swing in for 3. We take the 3. And Vial and a giver. They kill it. That's fine. All part of our plan. Because next turn when they attack, they'll be in for a very special surprise. Oh shoot. I guess we gotta surprise them now. Because protection from blue. Taking the second Collected Company. And then they opt. And then they attack. Do they have the big downs? Yes, they do. To be fair, no one's ever seen this card before. Or maybe they don't have the big downs. Maybe this is a trap. Interesting, interesting. Let's try and counter. Oh, maybe it was a trap. Dang, I think they were bluffing. They even paused and everything like they made a mistake. All right, that was pretty good. And ooh, that's nice. But for now, let's just play another Vial and pass back. They draw a card, but then they pass back. And with all these ETB abilities, I don't think we'll bounce one of their creatures. So let's Vial in the Borrower now. What is these? This could be another trap. They know we have a Sprite in hand. I don't think we can miss this. I mean, we're kind of on the defensive here. Yeah, I think it's worth going for the Sprite. But if they have a Bolt, we're in trouble. No, and our gamble paid off. Hooray. And cool, Collected Company. Now let's try and swing for 3. I'm sure they're gonna trade here though. Yeah, that is fine, and it's back to them. They pass back to us. Vial in the Noble. We pull another land, and let us swing for 2. They take it down to 13, and it's back to them. They draw another card, 4 in hand. And do we go with the company? We have a Queller to back it up. Yeah, let's try it. Mana Leak, now we'll go with the Spell Queller. And SpaghettiOs. For them, not for us, because what's gonna happen here, the Queller's gonna die, but his triggered ability is still on the stack, which means Mana Leak is exiled forever. Now we're even. They fooled us once, and now we fooled them. And oh my god, look at this. 2 borrowers. And the face of greatness they concede. With the Scion, we could have dealt 12 damage next turn. That would have been most satisfying. But now let's get ready for game 2. Going into game 2, unfortunately, since they have a lot of ETB abilities, we're gonna have to dump 2 borrowers and put in these. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, oh, there's no diversity. They're all so pasty. So let's mull. And yeah, this is fine. Ooh, and they start with the Delver. That's kind of annoying. All right, we'll start with Noble. No flip Delver yet, but they do bolt our Noble. They hit us for 1 and pass back. And nice, a Sprite. But now we'll just pass back. They opt, and we'll just counter now they're tapped down. Still no Delver flip. And a second Delver. What the hell this shit? Basically just a 1/4 thick boy with flying. That is gonna delay things. All right, back to them. They draw a card, and still neither one flips. Oh, and a third Delver. Hooray for them. They swing with the thick boy, but let's soak up the damage with the Ranger. And then they pass back. Oh, that's so nice. And now let's see if we can bait them. Swing in for 1 and pass it back to them. And this time the Delvers do in fact flip. They have a Burst Lightning. Meh. I don't think this will end well for us, but let's untap this dude. Please Burst Lightning right now. Right now. Oh my god. And if we want to play the Scion now, we gotta do it right now. We're floating green. All right. Even though the Burst Lightning can still hit it. Yeah. All right. Take out one of them. And we go to 11. We'll give her. And pass it back to them. They're going for it. They're swinging in. Blocks like that. And then flash in the Scion. What is he? Snapcaster. SpaghettiOs. So once again, we lose the Scion. And we go to 7. It's really not looking too good. And we'll probably have to go to game 3. Yep, game 3 it is. Game 3, now that we know they have so many Delvers, we'll bring in 3 pass and dump these 3. And with that, let's go to game 3. Opening hand, kinda slow, but I think it's acceptable. We'll keep. Opponent opts, and now it's back to them. They pass back to us. Now let's try and spank them hard on their draw step. Vendilion, it hits, and they attempt the bolt. bolt, but we have a Force of Negation. Beast's tough, but I suppose we'll cast it, even though they might have a second one. Yeah, they sure do. Dang, a lot of good stuff here, but I don't want them drawing any lands, so we'll let them have it. And this might seem kind of dumb, but let's put out the Scion. And they hit a land here. Shoot, that's not good. They off, but then they pass back. We'll hit them for 1, and it's back to them. But they pass back to us. Might as well get a Dryad Arbor. And now swing in for 2, and it's back to them. Vapor Snag. They have mana leak, so yeah, that's fine. And then they pass back. We'll draw a card, another Sprite, and another Scion. Swing in for 1, back to them. And they go with Vendilion. We'll let it happen, but then path them in response. They take nothing. And ooh, a Snapcaster Mage. Getting back a bolt. And I'll try and kill the Arbor. We'll attempt to save it with the Sprite, even though they do have a Wizard's Lightning in hand. Yeah. Alright, back to us. We'll pass it back to them. They hit for 2. And we pull a Noble. Play a Noble. And it's back to them. They swing for 2, yeah. And now it's forcing them to make a move here. Scion. They counter. And on the draw step, we'll use Vendilion. Another mana leak. Alright. Interesting. They swing for 4. I don't think we have a choice here. Put out the Sprite. They kill it. And we go to 6. And oh boy, that ain't good. They opt. And swing for 2. This is really dumb here, but we'll Spell Quell. They remand it, so we'll go to 4. And oh good, more land. They turn Mutavault into a creature. Attacking with both, we'll Spell Quell again. And a Burst Lightning will kill us. Okay. That was quite the grind. Opening hand, too much land stuff, so we're gonna mull. And yeah, we'll keep it. Starting with Giver and pass back. Opponent plays Utopia Sprawl, and we pull a Vial. Interesting. We'll play the Vial, and might as well spank him for 1. Oh, okay. That's a Blood Moon. At least we have Vial. Now we'll swing in for 1. Well, that happened. So let's go to game 2. Game 2, no change to sideboard. In this hand here, no. Mole. In this hand here, no. In this hand, sure. We'll start with the Vial. And hooray for us, because we can do this. Put out the Dryad Arbor. And now we're looking pretty good. Pass back to them. Oh my god. Oh, fine, whatever. We'll just throw down a Sprite. And hooray. We get a second one. Hit them for 2. And it's back to them. And oh goody, Blood Moon. Won't this be fun? Swing for 2. And uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. They got Bloodbraid and Anger. Oh, okay. At least we have a Ranger and a Storm Breath Dragon. I think it's safe to say we lose. And I think at this point we can make our conclusions about our deck. Our deck feels very reminiscent of what decks used to be, where each card alone is pretty weak, but with the right cards out at the same time, the deck can win. However, over the past year in Modern, and especially with War of the Spark and with Modern Horizons, the power level has got up really high. And it just feels like cards out there, they don't really need to have synergy, because a lot of cards are powerhouses on their own now. And there are so many gotcha cards, it seems, where it's like, I have a turn 2 Stoneforge, gotcha, or I have a turn 2 Ren and 6, gotcha, and who cares what the rest of the deck is, because those cards are powerhouses on their own. And even cards like the new Karn and Urza, if you see them come out, it's pretty much over. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not for Modern, it's just different. And it could be different good or different bad. But without a doubt, the power level in Modern is very high right now. And in regards to our deck, you know, it just is not the right deck for the metagame right now. And Borrower, I really wanted to like it, and I can definitely see it being a thing in some decks, but its bounce to hand ability is so hit or miss because there's so many ETB abilities in Modern. And like if you bounce one of their creatures to hand that has an ETB ability, you're just benefiting them. And I'm sure we're gonna see Borrower in a couple of instant speed late game decks, but I don't expect Borrower to be in every blue deck. But on a much more optimistic note, our channel has just hit 50,000 subscribers. Hooray! Thank you all for your ongoing support. I am unworthy of your love, but I'll gladly accept it. And as my way of saying thank you, I am giving away 50 free deck boxes. That's right, free! For a chance to win one, all you gotta do is 1, be subscribed, and 2, interact with someone in the comment section. Sometimes the comment section just feels like an inbox for me, but I want the comment section to be a place where people feel comfortable talking to each other. So when a comment chain catches my eye, everyone in that comment chain will get a free deck box. Hooray for overcoming social anxiety! But for now, that is all, and as always, I hope you have a great day.